Some weird things you need to know about traffic. Traffic can be the worst thing about our reality. There's nothing that will destroy your day quicker than being trapped stuck the entire morning, and it's far more terrible when there's apparently no excuse for it. There's a ton of intriguing science behind traffic, however, and keeping in mind that understanding it probably won't make sitting in it any better, it can show you how to stay away from a portion of the errors we as a whole make in the driver's seat. 10. The way we merge causes problem. Regardless of whether you're converging from the left or the right, odds are acceptable that you're treating it terribly and causing a wide range of issues. At the point when the vast majority see that they need to combine, their first intuition is to do it immediately. They brake, dial back, accelerate, and move to another lane in the middle of approaching traffic. As indicated by the Minnesota Department of Transportation, that is totally off base. Abrupt easing back makes traffic back up, an issue that is aggravated by unexpected path changes and different vehicles slowing down to oblige the combining traffic. So how would it be a good idea for you to respond? Precisely what you most likely revile drivers for doing, delaying for as long as possible. On the off chance that you do that, traffic will fall into a more normal example called a zipper consolidate, which means there are no curve balls, no unexpected slowing down, and a smoother change starting with one path then onto the next, what eliminates reinforcements. This does, obviously, depend on different drivers to give you access without a second to spare and be adequately obliging to not cut you off, which causes a wide range of different issues. 9. Daylight savings time and accidents. Sunshine Investment Fund's time is something other than an overall inconvenience, it's likewise the most hazardous chance to be out and about. The time of change following the springtime change approaches a 6 to 17% expansion in mishaps during the following not many days. The next week, after individuals have changed, as a rule shows an ensuing drop in mishaps, generally because of the more extended times of daylight. While it's justifiable that we see more mishaps when we lose an hour of rest, an expansion in car crashes encompassing the time change in the fall has likewise been accounted for. That is on the grounds that many individuals decide to spend their additional hour going out with companions and enjoying relaxation exercises, including drinking. 8. You are causing the traffic jams you hate. Gridlocks have for some time been credited to the sheer volume of traffic on the streets, yet it would seem even substantial traffic can stream without a hitch if individuals keep a steady speed. The issue is that we can't. Scientists at the University of Exeter have tracked down that only one individual even marginally stepping on their brakes can devastatingly affect the traffic around them. On even respectably bustling streets, it can require a couple of moments for traffic to crush to a total end behind somebody who tapped their brakes to allow one more driver to blend. The halt ordinarily happens a few minutes after the slowing down, well after the individual that caused the issue in any case has gone on their way. 7. Traffic jams created our city layouts. Quite a long time ago, urban areas would in general jump up around a solitary focal point where most organizations were found. Presently, most urban communities are rambling masses of various business areas, and that is generally a result of gridlocks. Specialists from the Institute of Theoretical Physics in France have checked out 9,000 distinct urban communities across the United States and analyzed exactly how and when rural areas developed, how business regions outside of the downtown area developed, and that it is so natural to go in the focal point of the city. According to their examination, organizations will in general set up a good foundation for themselves on the edges of the city once going into the downtown area gets excessively troublesome. Indeed, the urban communities that stay brought together for the most significant lengths of time by and large have a type of dependable mass travel framework that permits simple admittance to all spaces of the downtown area. Utilizing traffic designs as a metropolitan arranging apparatus can mean critical for business and neighborhoods. 6. Horse manure. While the issues of current traffic may be new, the transportation strategies for the days of yore had their portion of issues. Any individual who feels that traffic contamination is an advanced innovation should check out the issues that occurred for London when the new century rolled over. In the last part of the 1800s, practically all traffic was horse-drawn, bringing about 11,000 pony-drawn carriages and a few thousand 12-horse transports advancing across the London roads each day. All of those ponies created fertilizer, around 7 to 15 kilograms, 15 to 35 lb, of it each day, to be accurate. In 1894, it was assessed that it would have just required 50 years for the compost to cover each of London's roads very nearly 3 meters, 9 feet profound. Other significant urban areas, as New York, had comparable issues. New York City's ponies created a normal of 1 million kilogram, 2.5 million pounds, of excrement every day, requiring the city to go through huge load of cash cleaning it up. Something must be done with regards to it, and the outcome was the very first global metropolitan arranging meeting held. At the point when no arrangement was reached, the scene was looking depressing. Luckily, it wasn't some time before the approach of the vehicle tackled the issue. It apparently brought a completely new arrangement of issues with it, yet things might have been unique if the electric vehicles of Victorian London had been more prudent. 5. Parking meters were designed to control traffic. Today, stopping meters are an irritation. They never appear to be totally precise, you never have change when you need it, and a big part of them don't work. At the point when they were first presented, nonetheless, they weren't intended to be a speedy way for the city to bring in some pain-free income. They were intended to assist with controlling the progression of traffic that was rapidly assuming control over city centers. Most urban communities weren't planned in light of the possibility of vehicles. At the point when the main roads were laid, vehicles were as yet a thing of things to come. After their presentation, drivers essentially stopped any place they loved. Downtown office laborers stopped in the city, ruling out customers or momentary guests and prompting a wide range of issues like twofold stopping and traffic jams. The first stopping meter was introduced in Oklahoma City in 1935, determined to deter individuals from stopping in the city for the entire day, giving better admittance to customers and empowering laborers to utilize mass travel or different methods of transportation. Subsequently, traffic designs were lighter, individuals had simpler admittance to stores and cafes, the city brought in cash for enhancements, and a couple of new positions were made to implement stopping guidelines. 4. Billboards change the way you drive. Diverted driving is risky driving. That is the reason you can't chat on your telephone and drive simultaneously in many spots. There's one age-old expressway tenant that is causing a wide range of traffic issues also, the announcement. Studies at the Institute for Road Safety Research in the Netherlands have discovered that, obviously, drivers invest less energy focusing out and about indifferent drivers when there are bulletins along the roads. They additionally tracked down that the vast majority are more equipped for recollecting the boards they passed than the traffic signs they recently saw. Occurrences of veering into another path, misconstruing distances among vehicles, and settling on hazardous choices all expansion when there are boards present. The issue is settling the score more awful with the approach of computerized billboards. According to analysts at the University of Granada, the last bulletin you see prior to going through a yellow light measuredly affects your choice to stop or continue onward. Individuals who were presented to bulletins and different promotions showing negative topics, like mishaps or misuse, were bound to stop at the yellow light. Merry, cheerful boards and pictures, then again, made individuals bound to run the light. 3. Finland's sliding scale ticket system. In many spots, speeding ticket fines depend on factors like how quick you were going and the number of past offenses you've submitted. Finland is taking an alternate tack, in any case. Charges for speeding are presently not a set number, however, in light of a sliding scale as indicated by the wrongdoer's pay. Already, police needed to depend on guilty parties to offer them a legit response about their gross compensations, yet presently they can take advantage of the public assessment framework to perceive what individuals make. Several other European nations have embraced comparative strategies. In Switzerland, the fine for speeding is covered at $1 million, while Germany's cap is a faltering $16 million. Perhaps the most elevated fine evened out against a driver so far was a $290,000 ticket given to a Swiss man whose Ferrari was timed at double as far as possible through a little private town. Indeed, even that is overshadowed by the fines confronting a Swedish driver, who could be compelled to settle up to $962,000. 2. Why more lanes don't mean less traffic. Seeing another path being added to an unendingly blocked roadway generally inspires two feelings: disturbance at the current postponement and trust that traffic will diminish after the street is done. Sadly, it never under any circumstance works that way. Scientists from the University of Pennsylvania checked out the relationship between extending streets and the measure of traffic on those streets over a 10-year time span and tracked down that the measure of traffic really went up after the expansion of new roads. The winning hypothesis in regards to this bizarre marvel is that when it's simpler to travel, individuals travel more. Obviously, the converse is likewise evident. In the event that you dispose of paths of traffic or side roads, traffic will conform to turn out to be no greater or more regrettable than it was previously. They've attempted it in famously clogged urban communities like Paris and San Francisco. Studies are presently recommending that the stunt isn't to make streets more accessible yet to make them an advantage to utilize. A few urban communities, similar to London, are doing precisely that by charging an expense to utilize their streets, and it's working. Individuals will join trips, go to mass travel, or pick various methods of transportation, such as trekking or strolling, on the off chance that they need to pay to utilize the streets. 1. Traffic mimics the patterns of bacteria and slime mold. Whenever you're attempting to clear your path through a labyrinth of single-direction roads, escape a traffic circle, or cut across a few paths of traffic to make your leave, cheer up in the way that the individual who plans these roads shares a great deal, practically speaking, with both E. coli and ooze mold. In an endeavor to decide an answer for the traffic issues of Tokyo, specialists from Hokkaido University set up a form well-disposed guide of the space with pieces of food addressing different urban areas, lights as snags, and sludge shape as the streets. They then, at that point, set sludge shape where Tokyo is situated on their guide and looked as it spread out to arrive at food sources and keep away from the lights. The subsequent example was basically the same as railroads and streets around Tokyo. As the shape developed, it started enhancing itself to arrive at the food sources most effectively while wiping out pieces of itself that weren't as ideal, making specialists speculate that concentrating on the examples of sludge form may uncover something concerning how to make current traffic examples and streets more efficient. Slime shape isn't the main thing that normally duplicates streets. While an Ohio State teacher was attempting to sort out how E. coli got food sources, he saw that while the actual microbes moves arbitrarily, it invests a more prominent level of energy swimming toward its food than away from it. While that appears to be straightforward, the microbes is really playing out a convoluted normal streamlining of development. It's been estimated that the idea could be applied to streets and traffic to decide the most ideal way of coding traffic signals. China is now starting to check out the E. coli technique for deciding traffic designs, authoritatively called bacterial foraging optimization, to keep away from gridlocks like the 12-day bad dream they encountered in 2010. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, press like button and subscribe channel for the next videos.